Hi guys, let us learn another way of expressing concentrations. This time when the concentrations are really low, then we use a term called parts per million in chemistry, which is ppm, and in chemistry it means a specific thing. But just before doing the ppm with respect to chemistry, I guess you would have guessed what this would mean, parts per million. So how many parts are there in a million parts of the main thing? Now parts may become somewhat of a vague quantity, but what is not vague about this ppm, irrespective of where we are using it, chemistry, physics, or wherever, ppm is dimensionless, no units, dimensionless. And let me correct myself, when I say no units, in fact it is dimensionless. It is a little vague term, and to specify that what units you are using, then you may actually write it in units like gram per gram, you may write milliliter per milliliter, you can write mole per mole. All of this in chemistry, it can be anything, it can be meter square per meter square. So ultimately it is giving you no dimensions and it is expressing something. So it is just by the name. If I say, if it is 2 ppm meter square by meter square, what can you guess? What I can guess is 2 parts per million, and it is meter square by meter square. So it somewhat means 2 meter square in a million meter square, right? In 10 power 6 meter square of something. So in fact you can use it as an accuracy that I have measured the land and it was 1 ppm accurate in measurement. That means what? In a million meter squares, that means in a kilometer square, I have accuracy of 1 meter square, so I may be wrong by 1 meter square here or there. In survey of distances also you can use ppm. So all of that, it can be used anywhere, everywhere, because it's a very general, it is a very general term. But we will be using in our course of study mostly in chemistry, and when you do semiconductors, then there would be doping of semiconductors, and there also they may say that there is, say, 1 ppm arsenic doped in, say, silicon, right? So here what would it mean? Here it will mean that in a sample of 10 power 6 number of silicon atoms, there was one atom of arsenic, one atom of arsenic in 10 power 6 atoms of silicon. And even if you take the whole sample and you say that it is a totally it is 1 less than 10 power 6 atoms of silicon, so 10 power 6 minus 1, because one is through arsenic, the ratio will hardly make a difference. So it is I mean, you can't be so specific when you're talking in terms of parts per million, because it is a very tiny amount, very tiny part in a large part. So when it comes in physics, in class 12 we'll be doing that, but right now let us just see what it means in chemistry. It means a very specific thing in chemistry. In chemistry, when we are doing ppm, we would always be meaning, if nothing is mentioned, ppm will always be, it might be written as m by m, which is mass by mass. It will always be 1 gram of a certain thing, say impurity or a salt of a solution, 1 gram in 1 million grams of the solution. So that will be mass by mass. So m by m may be written. Sometimes to depict volume by volume, they may write v by v, or at times they use ppm v. Very rarely you'll see that is a v by v, volume by volume, that you can think as milliliter by milliliters. 1 milliliter of the solute in 1 million milliliter of the solution. And sometimes, or many a times, you may see questions when a ppm question comes. The ppm question itself will come rarely, by the way, but when it comes, it may be written as mole by mole, may be written as, if nothing is written, this is the thing, mass by mass. It is always meant as mass. So what is it? ppm by mass. M by m is mass of solute in any unit, say kgs, say mass of solute. We have 2 kgs of solute in a million units of the solution. That means in 10 power 6, 1 million kgs of solution. Now 1 million kg of solution is a huge amount, right? So nobody will be actually writing or doing the calculations like this. So mostly in chemistry you'll be seeing gram, say 2 grams in a million grams of the solution is what we'll be mainly using this as. Whether it is 2 kgs in a million kgs or 2 grams in a million grams, the concentration would be same, right guys? If you just take the concentration as the ratio of the two, then 2 kg is to 10 power 6 kg will give you same as 2 grams is to 10 power 6 grams, 2 is to 10 power 6. So you have 2 parts present in 10 power 6 parts of the whole thing. So let us just make a formula out of it. People love formulas, so if you have a formula you'd easily use it. So in fact, before giving you the formula I should have asked, but anyways, if I have say 2 grams of say NaOH, 2 grams of NaOH in 10 liters of solution. So how many grams of NaOH and how many grams of solution is what I would first like to find out. It is a mass by mass ratio. So what I can say is in the solution, aqueous solution, okay, it is aqueous solution. So what I can say is 10 liters would be roughly your 10 kgs because it will be all water and hardly any NaOH is there. It is just 2 grams. So this 10 liters is all water, so the density will be all same as water's density and it will be almost your 10 kgs. So your mass ratio is in fact, your mass ratio is 2 grams in so many grams, right? So many grams. So what does this mean? What would this mean? If I have to write this, let me write it like 2 into 10 power minus 4. Units are gone. What does it mean? It means we have 2 into 10 power minus 4 grams per gram of the solution, right? Per gram of the solution. So we have so much per gram. In 1 gram, we have so many grams of NaOH. So in a million grams of the solution, it is per gram. So in a million grams of the solution, how much NaOH will be there? You multiply with a million, right? Right? So therefore this formula, very easy formula. This part says that how many grams of the solute is there per gram of the solution, or how many kgs of the solute is there per kg of the solution. You would rather talk in terms of gram because that makes more sense. So how many grams of the solute per gram of the solution, and hence how many grams of the solute in a million grams of the solution, you just multiply with a million and get that answer, right? So let us do a very, very simple question based on this. So that simple question would be, if I have say magnesium sulfate, I need a very, very dilute solution, then only we'll be talking in terms of ppm. Otherwise we can rather use our molality, stuff like that. So okay, maybe so much molal, small m, molal. So aqueous solution. So we have magnesium sulfate whose molality is 0.0001, yeah, aqueous solution. Then what would be the concentration expressed in ppm? So what is the concentration of MgSO4 in ppm? In ppm, it's how much? And don't worry, we'll not be doing volume by volume or moles by moles. It has to be mass by mass. Take your time, pause the video, do it. Okay, I hope you got the answer. What does the question means? It means I've got 0.001 mole of MgSO4 in 1 kg of solvent, which is water, right? So here we are not talking about moles. In ppm you have to get both the things in mass units, so say grams. So 0.00 moles of MgSO4 is how much? So we'll reread the question as the same thing as 0.0001 into the molar mass of MgSO4, which is 120, so many grams of MgSO4, in how many grams of water? It is 1000. 1 kg is 1000 ml, which is 1000 grams of water, right? So we have got how much mass and how much mass. So we have got the mass ratio if you want. So the ppm would be the mass of the solute, which is, I'll just write it as 10 power minus 4, divided by the mass of solution. Now here it is solvent only, and the whole mass of solution would be plus this tiny amount which we can ignore in the ratio because it is hardly going to make a difference. So even if you write this, what is going to happen? It is a 0 point. You have 1 0 shifted, 2 0 shifted. So 0 0 1 2, right? So 1000 plus 0.0012 is not going to make a big difference. So you can consider this part as almost equal to 1000 itself. So that's your grams of mg per gram of the solution, and you multiply a 10 power 6 to it to get the answer in ppm, right? So your answer would be how much? 1000 and 10 power 6, so you'll get a 1000 on top, and you multiply with 10 power minus 4 and you'll get a 1 by 10 and a 0 is over there, so 10 power 3, so it is 12 ppm, right? So your answer is ppm is 12. So the answer is 12 ppm MgSO4. 12 parts per million of MgSO4 is present. It means like 12 grams of MgSO4 is present in 1 million grams of the solution. So roughly, which is 1 million grams of water over here, because the grams of solute itself is hardly going to matter in the total mass of solution. I hope you got it. We'll give you a very easy question based on this. Mind you, one thing, let me just add to this, that even if the question was given as 0.0001 molar MgSO4 solution, still what would it mean? It will mean so many moles of MgSO4 in 1 liter of the solution. A solution will be mostly considered as water, and 1 liter of water will weigh 1 kg or 100 or 1000 grams. So it is going to give you the same answer. So even if it was 1 molar, it is going to mean the same. So if it is in parts per million, it is a very dilute solution. So we have already discussed that molality is almost same as molarity. And when I say almost same, in dilute solution, this is like a super dilute solution. In a super dilute solution, this almost is very near to equal to. It is going to make a difference only in the 3rd, 4th, 5th decimal place. So I hope parts per million is clear. Hardly any question is going to come with respect to parts per where concentrations are given in parts per million. But when it is hardness of water, then there are questions where parts per million is the unit which is used for depicting the hardness, and we'll be doing that hardness next now. So just one question for you before we go on to hardness. Express 1 ppm mass by mass of CaCO3. I'm giving you an easy one, in parts per million mole by mole. Mind you, here again, the total number of moles of solution, you can take it as total number of moles of the solvent. You can take it like that. So do this question so that you understand the difference between mass by mass and mole by mole. And then maybe a little more tricky question, slightly more tricky question. Suppose a sample of air has 0.01% of carbon dioxide. See, very less amounts I can go for ppm. If the amounts are high, ppm is not the unit to be used. So 1% of carbon dioxide volume by volume. Okay, so 1% of carbon dioxide in air means 0.01 volumes of carbon dioxide in 100 volumes of air. Express this in terms of ppm. ppm, the normal ppm, so will not mention as mass by mass, is okay. My first question would be a direct one, so let it be ppm volume by volume. Mind you can take any units. The whole thing is given at, suppose, STP. If you require, the whole thing is given at STP. You see in which part you'll require that. And then part B would be ppm mole by mole, and part C would be ppm mass by mass, the main one. So if nothing is given, ppm is mass by mass always. So that's it about ppm. Let's do hardness of water next.